Welcome to the Circle of M. I'm your host, Marcus Smith II. This is a show where we unmask the feelings that cause anxiety and depression. I appreciate All Points North for giving me the platform, for blessing this show, being a sponsor. So make sure you subscribe. Please make sure you subscribe. We are now on the APN network. This is our 6th season. Man, I have a great guest with me today, my brother. Come on, 9-year NFL veteran. I only played 6, I understand, I know. You know what I'm saying? But it's hard. First of all, it's hard to get 9 years for one.
It's hard to get 6, bro.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. You're right. And then also, you are a radio host with the Giants, entrepreneur, man. You're doing a lot of stuff, which is, for me, something that you can look up to. And we all look up to each other, obviously, because we're football brothers. But I got my good brother, Jonathan Casillas. What's going on, my brother? How you feeling, bro?
I'm good, bro. I'm good. Thanks for having me out here, bro. It's nice. It's beautiful out here.
Yeah,
bro.
you like the mountains, bro?
Yeah. It's cool. It's different. I'm a city boy. This is definitely different than where I live. I live like, on the water by New York, but I'm in a high rise, like, what I mean, a townhouse, 4 levels. This is a little different. It's nice, though. It's so beautiful.
The elevation a little bit can get you.
Them stairs on the way up here. The elevation in this building is high.
Yeah. The only thing that the caveat is like, all right, it's beautiful, but then as you get higher up, you start wheezing. Yeah. Your phone. People can't really get through to you because you don't got no service. I'm looking at my phone right now. I ain't got no service. You know what I'm saying? But no, it's great to have you on the show, bro. I think what we're talking about is mental health, but it's near and dear to a lot of people, and I think it's something that we got to continue to speak about. But on the show, we like to start off with an icebreaker, and we're gonna pull from these cards. You pick affirmations, so you could pull. You can pull from anywhere, really. If you want to pull from the top, you can pull. You could just.
Let me get them. Yeah. I see one I want. I want that blue one. I want the blue one. Yeah, so the affirmations card that I picked up, it says, "How can I practice positive self-talk?" And that's good. I like that. No, I like that a lot. So I train kids every now and again, and I got this one kid. His name is Evan. Good kid, man.
Yeah. Like
really good kid, but I feel like he has behavioral and modification difficulties. How about that?
Yeah.
And I see him, he gets so angry so quick, and he's like almost like cursing himself, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And we've all been there before, and but I told him, start being more compassionate to yourself.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, instead of saying, "You stupid, you messed up on this," it's like, "Hey man, you got to do better." You know what I mean? Like, just little words like that, just being like, I think the trick when you're having an honest conversation with yourself is, of course, number one, being honest, but then also being compassionate and choosing your words very carefully. So instead of saying like, you're a dummy, you messed up, you totally messed up today, you effed it up, like whatever the case is, like you can probably say that, but at least finish with something compassionate. It was like, yo, you messed up, but like, you're better than that. Do better next time. You know what I'm saying? Like, believe in yourself because you are great. So it's like the affirmations are in there. Yeah. And it's okay to be positive. Yeah. But make sure when you finish that statement, it's something, it's okay to be negative, because something happened, right? Yeah. For me, like when people say all good vibes, like I feel like that's not true. That's not how life is.
Yeah, it's not reality.
Like there's a lot of negativity that is out there in the world. Yeah. So if you're only experiencing positivity, especially from like people, right? Yeah. Somebody's fake here. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? Real, like out of 10 people, not all 10 people are gonna give you positive stuff back. Yeah. Even to yourself. Right. You don't need to be positive to yourself all the time. Yeah. Because sometimes you kind of need that, not being critical, a little critical, but at the same time compassionate with yourself. So you can start with something that's maybe like, hey, because I'm a guy. My mom yelled at me. I got beatings when I was younger. So like that's how I was raised. Like on some, like like kind of like get through the punishment
Yeah.
and then like kind of get through that
Yeah.
and then you could be positive.
Right.
So for me, it's like, I'm not taking anything away from people being hard on themselves. Excuse me. But before you finish that conversation with yourself, before you walk away from that mirror,
Yeah.
do some positive affirmations, whatever that is for
Yeah.
you. Just be compassionate.
Man, that's real.
Yeah.
That's real because we have yet to talk about this on the show, which is something that's near and dear to me. It's funny that you picked that up because I used to be that guy. I used to be super hard on myself. We talked a little bit about like our journeys in the NFL, like the high stake for being a first rounder, and how I was super hard on myself because the fans, coaches, like it's a lot of stuff that come with that, right?
Expectations was there.
Bruh, expectations was crazy, especially being in Philly. Philly is like, man, we need you to perform right now. Like if you don't perform right now, get gone, right? So positive self-talk for me now has been something that I've picked up, put into my toolbox, and I try to do it as much as possible. Like if I'm looking in the mirror, like, look, I will, right? I'm more than a conqueror. Like I'm gonna seize the day today, take it one day at a time. Like just trying to speak that positive, over my life. But then you said something real key. You said the negative is inevitable.
It's part of life.
Yeah, bro. Yeah. And I think a lot of times as athletes or, as people in general, like what you see on social media and things of that nature, we're chasing the positive all the time because that's all we see.
Yeah.
So, bro, that what you just said really resonated with me, and I know it resonated with the viewers because it's like that's not the reality. So, how do you get through that part? So, let me go to the next question with you. I want to go a little bit deeper to the negative part, right? Mm-hmm. Is there a way, or what's your way of really tapping into like when something negative happens? Besides positive self-talk, is there something else that you do to kind of get over that hump?
Well, sometimes, you don't have those answers. When you having that conversation with yourself, you can't really figure it out.
Yeah.
That's why I think it's always good to have that circle. That close circle, the intermediate circle. And we spoke about this in Atlanta for the Men's Health Summit down there a few weeks ago. Mm-hmm. I talked about having circles, and you got your inner circle. You got a circle that's right outside of that. Your inner circle is like your closest 2, 3, 4, whoever that is, mom, brother, best friend for 20 years, new friend that you hit off right away with, and y'all
that's
just
exactly how
like,
it is.
Like whatever it is.
Yeah.
But I think what people get into, they get stuck because they feel like, their mom or their dad or somebody close to them, brother, sister, like that they have to be in that inner circle, and it's like, no, they don't. Yeah. You don't have to let them in and get that type of access to you.
Yeah.
And to you and your emotions.
Yeah.
But the people that are there, though, you have them there for that reason.
Yeah.
So when you can't figure things out, they can help you out a little bit because why else are they there?
Right.
Why else are they so close to you that, and I said this too, this was funny. So, and my dad, I love my dad, but my dad's
same
like,
here. I love
he's on the outside, like the closest circle to being like away from me. Like I'm explaining to you. I feel like sometimes people you love and care about, you can't get rid of them. Like I'm not getting rid of my dad.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I love him to death.
Yeah.
But my dad is he had to get moved from one of the inner rings, the inner circles, to like one of the outer circles, but not far enough to where I can't touch him.
Yeah.
I can touch him if I need to, but far enough that he can't touch me whenever he wants.
Yeah.
And get to me whenever he wants.
Yeah.
Because I love my dad, but he called me when he wants something.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like he don't call and check up on me.
Yeah.
My mama does. That's why my mama's and she's in the inner circle.
Right.
But can't get rid of dad. Dad ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
Love him to death.
Yeah.
But people in life, sometimes they get stuck with having people in that circle and don't think they can move them. But that's the game of life when you're dealing with people.
Yeah.
Is moving these people in and out of those rings and circles.
Yeah.
And they don't have to stay there.
Yeah.
There's time, like my older brother, he's probably not in the inner one.
Yeah.
He was before. he's probably right outside of that.
Yeah.
But he might get back in the inner circle. You know, it is what it is.
I mean, how tough is that though? Maneuvering people.
Yeah, that's tough.
How is that mentally on you, knowing that, man, you got somebody that you love and you know, grew up with them. You have to make these decisions. You have to set these boundaries. I know for me, like, it does something to my soul, but it's something that I have to do. Like, how do you get through that part? You know what I mean?
That's a part of life, bro. I got 9 brothers and sisters. You know, yeah.
Dang,
it was 5 of us in the house, but my dad, you know, my other brothers and sisters was my dad's house. So I got mostly half brothers, but half brothers and sisters. But
okay,
I grew up around a lot of people, you know, a lot of family, you know, and I guess because I was always around, you know, energies, different characters, different personalities. You know,
yeah, you grew up in a house with everybody had different
like we fought all the time. We argued, we yelled at each other, we loved up on each other, we shared food, we took food from each other. Like, you know what I mean? Like I had the full spectrum. So when I got out, you know, as an older, let's say high school, you know, there was nothing that could really happen to me that, you know, my brother used to punch me in my face when I was younger. You know what I'm saying? I was the younger bro, but he was a little bit of a bully. Until I beat his ass when I was like 13, and then he stopped picking on me. You know what I'm saying? But like, that was a lesson in life that I learned from my brother. And I didn't have to learn that from a stranger on the street when I was 17.
What did he say when you got him that one time? You was like,
bro, this is what happened, bro. So we was in Hudson Gardens in Jersey City before we moved to New Brunswick, and this is in the projects, right? So we hanging in the projects. We lived down the street from the projects. We was always in the projects, you know what I'm saying? We never lived in the projects, but we was always close enough to where we can go hoop and hang out, because that's where it was going down.
That's
in
where
the
you
projects.
grew up. Yeah.
So we hit the park, and I don't know what happened, but we probably arguing or something. He a sore loser, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Bro, he hit me in the face with the basketball from this close. Like, you're my brother, bro.
Yeah.
I'm 13. He's 15. He hit me in my face, and I just jumped on him, bro.
Yeah.
Just jumped on him, tackled him, hit him, like beat him up to the ground. And then my friends was like, bro, like, and then a couple of the guys was like, hey, you finally got him, bro.
Yeah.
Because they knew, bro, like he was a little bit of a bully, but you know, it was towards me, you know what I mean? But I'm indebted to him for that.
Yeah.
Like, my brother got me tough.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm not scared to fight.
Yeah.
Like, I've never been scared to fight.
Yeah.
Because my brother always, like, you know what I mean? Like, he was the one that would push me towards people to fight too. Like, he was that guy.
Yeah.
You know, but like, I know if it wasn't for him.
Because he don't want you to be scared or fear nobody.
Right. Right. You know, and I knew if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be the person I am today. Like, he had a lot to do with that. Wow. Even though it was through the fire. Yeah. You know, but he definitely helped me get there.
Yeah, bro. Let's tap in. Just as far as you, just in general. Like, another icebreaker question, you know, I thought about this question, you know, even with myself, but I don't know if I can. I'm still trying to think about it, but that's why I asked you a little bit earlier to see, you know, let you think about it a little bit. Like, what's a fun fact about you that not many people know about you that you would like to share?
Yeah. I'm surprisingly, like, emotional. Like almost like really emotional.
There we go.
But like, I have very high emotional intelligence. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But like you, like when I talk about some things, like my daughter sometimes, like I get teary-eyed. Yeah. You know, not every time, but like sometimes I watch a movie.
Yesterday.
Yeah, you did? You saw me?
When we were talking about your daughter, I kind of felt like you were.
It'd be tears of joy. Yeah. Yeah.
You were just, it was happiness, but I could see it in your face.
Yeah. And some people don't, because a lot of people think I'm not like emotional because I don't really express, like I don't really get thrown off, you know, as much. I really don't, like, but at the same time, like when I love something and there's something about it, like it happens with like normal stuff too. Like I'll be talking and then it wouldn't even seem like it's that, like, it affects me that much, but then I'll feel it, like I'm getting teary-eyed. I'm like,
You gotta hold it up.
Yeah, man.
It was great advice hearing it from you yesterday, because you've been through the fire when it comes to your daughter. Then, you know, your daughter's what, 12, 13?
Yep, 13 soon.
She's about to be 13. Talking about her, her being born, right? Her being a part of your life. What was that like right? How did that help you grow up and mature as a man?
Yeah. When she was born, I mean, it was nothing like that first moment, you know, and I got like pictures, you know, with like the fuzzy face,
Yeah.
the misshaped head. You know what I mean? Like I got some of those, and like I don't have a great memory, but I remember that.
Yeah.
You know, like I remember that first moment where that eye was like kind of like this.
Yeah.
And I felt like she saw me for the first time.
And she got to watch you play
you know?
ball too, right?
Yeah.
Like she grew up in it, kind of.
She was young, but yeah.
Yeah.
She remember going to the games. She don't remember going to like Tampa, but like the New York games when she was 6, I think. Yeah, she was about 5, 6 years old. She remember those games.
Yeah.
You know, but there's nothing like like a kid. There's nothing like a little girl, you know, and you know, like before I always said I was playing for my mother, you know, and for my family, for my last name. And, you know, I represent my family still, but when you're playing for somebody that is your legacy, and, you know, hopefully just the way it goes, mom first, me, then my daughter, meaning like life, how it goes, right?
Yeah.
My mom's older than me, so, you know, then it's me, then my daughter. So my daughter should be here after I leave, and that thought process is everything for me. You know, what am I leaving on this earth? You know, and how I go about my day to day is kind of like that too. Yeah, that's why when like I'm here at APN and everybody I speak to, I look them in the eyes, I shake their hand, I make sure they know my name. Yeah, I make sure I get their name. I may not remember it. Yeah, but at least when I walk away, I'm gonna say your name before I leave you. You know, so for me, it's all about like leaving people better than I found them. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. But then also leaving the world better than it was before I was here. Yeah, you know, so like I'm not political. I don't vote. You know, and I give crap about that all the time. Yeah, but if you look at my daily contributions to the world, it makes up for me not being political. I could care less about what them guys is talking about. Yeah, you know, because it doesn't really affect what you have personally, what you have going on. But my thing is that how much am I going to affect that? Yeah, like the bigger political scene. Right. How much is my one vote for whoever we're talking about on each side is going to affect that? Yeah. But I know my day to day that I do for kids, for school, and even my personal life, how I treat people, you know, how I'm trying to, you know, navigate my family and help my family, captain my family through life, you know, whether it's the older generation or the younger generation. You know, I feel like how I do that, the way I do it, I think that's part of, you know, my day-to-day and my legacy and what I leave. That's important. That's important. Legacy. I think about that as well. I think about my 2 kids, 3 and 5. I think about, you know, what my daughter likes, right? And kind of grooming her to continue to like that, like finding out like what she is passionate about. Same thing with, try to do that with my son, but also why am I doing what I'm doing? I'm leaving legacy. I'm leaving an imprint or a print on this world, because you know, the way that you want it to be, when I'm gone, they're still here, like you said, and they're keeping that legacy going, and you want it to be positive. You want it to be something that's instrumental to not only their lives, but even their kids' lives. They can talk to their kids about it, right? I want to be like my grandfather. My grandfather pushing 90 right now, right? Yeah. And he got like, I want to say 23 great grands, right? Right. So that's kind of like how I want to be. And he's, you know, is he the oldest in the family? I want to say on my mom's side, I believe so. My grandmothers are, you know, rest in peace. They're not here, and my father's father, he passed away too. So I have one grandparent left, which is cool. He get to see all of his great grands. So that's something. I mean, you talk about legacy. That's serious. Hey, and you know what too? Speaking about that, my great grandfather passed away 5-6 years ago, but he was 103. He was 103 years old. Bro. Let's go. Yeah. See, that's what you live, bro. And that was crazy, being at that funeral, you know what I mean? And, you know, my grandmother, who lived with me and my mom and, you know, the kids, you know, my brothers and sisters, like basically my entire life since my grandfather passed away when I was like 6. She lived with my mom. So my grandmother was like in my house, and like she was feeling it, and, you know, she was like, you know, hurting. Her dad passed away, you know what I mean? But like I was like proud. Yeah. like I was like, you know, like celebrating, like, look at all these people talking about this man.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like from all different generations.
Right.
You know, and then I'm looking around, we didn't have that many people there, but like you look around, it's like everybody came from him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And it wasn't everyone in the family that was there.
To be proud of.
But that was like I felt proud and honored.
Yeah.
And I was like, I want people to speak about me like that.
Yeah.
You know, they were talking about how kind he was. Like, bro, listen. And I said this before too. I don't think I'm a nice guy, but I think I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I'm not that nice to people.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? When I say not nice, like I'm a little bit of
a
an a-hole.
Yeah.
I joke a lot.
Yeah.
But once you figure out, oh, he's just a Jersey guy that just talk aggressive.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But at the end of the day, I'm a good dude though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But like I'm not no pushover.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And like for me is like I think I want that to be a little bit part of my legacy too.
Yeah.
Like, yeah, he was good. He did all this in the community and stuff like that. But you ain't gonna fool him.
Yeah.
You ain't gonna trick him. You ain't gonna get over on him.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like that's part of my legacy too. So yeah, I want to be a great dude, but I ain't gonna be no pushover. Dog.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
And that's kind of what I'm working on.
Yeah.
To be honest with you, because
Yeah.
I could be
Nice
super
guys
nice.
get taken advantage of.
I see. I'm a nice guy,
Right?
but since I met my woman, right, and how she had to kind of like explain to me certain things that was going on within my family, because I'm just like, you know, when you
in it.
make, you making money, you like boom, 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 you know, like whatever you need type of thing. But I had to pull that back, and it's not that I'm a nice guy, right? I'm a good guy.
Yeah.
I'm getting there. You know what I'm saying? I love the way you put that, because that's what it is. Like you have, but being able to be nice sometimes.
Yeah.
But also letting people know, like, nah, I ain't no pushover, I ain't no dummy.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
I think that's a great way to be. That's a great legacy to have,
Yeah,
honestly.
for sure.
So I want to transition to your story, bro. Is there an experience where mental health played a pivotal role, crucial role in your life?
Yeah.
Do you have any that you want to share?
Yeah, I got one. Yeah. So I think we left this out, which is shame on you. 2-time Super Bowl champion. I don't think you said that earlier. Did
I'm
you say that?
sorry.
It's all good.
I didn't.
So I got 2 rings, right? Super Bowl rings. But the thing is, though, we might
have to go back and do the intro.
But it's cool, though. You know why? Because I don't have them.
What you mean?
I got robbed, bro. Somebody broke into my crib and took my shit. Yeah, bro.
Hold on. Yeah, we got to talk about this. Hold on.
Mother's Day 2021, I was in Florida visiting my mom's, and you know, I live in Jersey, so I was in Florida, and Mother's Day, so I'm out there, you know, with moms, and you know, we're going out to eat, and we're doing, you know, all that good stuff, and I was posting while I was down there, so you know, kind of letting the world know where I was at, not intentionally, of course, but learn my lesson, but we'll get back to that. So I come back home, and I'm so like, I wouldn't say ignorant, but like, I don't know, like oblivious. I was so oblivious.
Yeah.
I live in a nice house in a nice neighborhood, Edgewater, New Jersey, basically. You know,
this is at the time.
Yeah, this is not. I still the same. I live in the same place.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, so it's a nice area. You know what I mean? And not to say I wouldn't think that I can't get robbed, but it wasn't in my mind at all. You know, like I come from Jersey City. Yeah. You know, I lived in New Brunswick. Where I live at is nothing like those places. At least where I lived at. Yeah. You know what I mean? Because
it's
Jersey
totally
City
different.
Is nice now, though. You know what I mean? So I get back home, bruh, and the garage is not working because I usually go in through the garage. And I'm like, what the heck going on? And then I look, and the power box is like off the wall. And I'm like, still, I don't.
You ain't even thinking about somebody robbing you.
The power dude came and like just left. You know, like he didn't finish the job. Yeah. And then I put the, you know, the power box fuse deal back in the wall, put the garage code in, go in the garage door to my house is open. That's never open. Yeah. Still like, Then I look into my little laundry room, the laundry room open. I said, did I do that? Did I leave that open?
Yeah.
I said, I got to stop doing that. Like, you know, I'm still like not connected the dots.
Oh, man.
And then I walk up to the kitchen, and that's when I saw everything, all the cabinets open.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, somebody ran up in my shit.
Yeah.
So I ran right upstairs to where I had my rings at, and they were gone. My 2 Super Bowl rings, Saints in New England.
That's the only thing they took?
They were gone. Nah, they took more stuff. But see, that's the thing. Everything else that they took had a value on it.
Yeah.
You know? They were price, you know, like a belt. You know, they took a lot of my like nice shoes and stuff. They took I had a like they took my setup. They took my monitors, they took my cameras.
Like it's a number one, it's a more than one person.
Oh, sure. I saw it. I saw the people, and it was on my cameras. I explained it to you. I tell it to you.
Oh,
so I went upstairs, like I said, to my room, and where I kept my rings at, they were gone. And this is the thing. They have a value, like they're worth something. You know, like Joss Stones and Tiffany. I think the 2 companies that I had to. They both have how much the ring cost.
Yeah.
But when you win a Super Bowl, it's not. It doesn't. They don't. It's invaluable, bro.
Yeah.
Those are priceless items.
Yeah.
Like there's no value to put on those things.
Yeah.
You know, and back then, and this is kind of how I fell into my depression, was they were my validation. You know, like people would be like, oh, you know, the people on Instagram talking stuff, and you know, X and all that. They like, you know, you only had 200 tackles in 9 years. Like, what? You know what I mean? Like, yo, you never played. You know what I mean? Talking crap. I'm like, I got 2 rings though.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like that ends all conversations.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't care what you talking about. So for me, it was my validity. You know, my validation, which is. For me, it wasn't like that wasn't a good thing.
Yeah.
You know, because once they were gone, I felt like I wasn't me anymore.
Felt empty.
But I am. I'm still me.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I am still me. I'm still a 2-time Super Bowl champion. You know what I mean? So I kind of had to refocus that a little bit. You know, and you know, I did fall into a depression. You know, my dog Pat. I had to put my dog down like before that. And you know how it is when you have an animal. I don't know if you have an animal. If you got an animal and stuff ain't going right and you just want to be around your dog. You know what I mean? Bro. Like it was a lot of stuff that kind of led to that. Yeah. You know, but how I got out of it, I was able to talk to, because I have never been to a therapist, quite, you know, not yet. I'm still like thinking like, should I put that on the agenda, you know, for like a consistency type deal? But what I did was I just started being honest with the people that are in that inner circle that I was talking about earlier. Yeah. And really kind of leaning on them, you know, and they came through for me. Yeah. They told me the things that I need to hear when I need to hear it. And I say that about my mom a lot, because she say that a lot too. She say the things I need to hear when I need to hear it all the time. But that was like the longest I feel like I've ever been like down. You know, and then I finally talked to my peoples that I really care about. Lori Lazovic, she's like my second mom. Andre Dixon, he's like my 8th brother. I got a lot of brothers. But like we're close. Like we're really close. And, you know, one thing that people, like sometimes, look, I heard about therapy, right? Yeah. You know, and then we talked to some people last night, Dustin, and we were talking about how these, you know, this generation is like really medicated and really, you know, got a lot of therapists, but like they have the most mental issues and stuff. So you got to do what works for you. Yeah. So for me, I'm a social person. Yeah. And I stopped being social. Yeah. I was in my house. I was a recluse. I was, you know, a nomad in my house, not talking to nobody, not communicating with nobody. Now, like not now, but like when I started kind of getting out the rut, I started being social again. Yeah. You know, and then, you know, talking to the people that I truly love and care about, that I trust and validate, and that's not the word I'm trying to use, but I appreciate what they say. Yeah. You know, and I started talking to them more, and those people are honest with me because they've been around. They see my highs and lows, and you know, they know, like, nobody checks me. You know, my mom kind of does, but I'm not totally. I don't tell my mom everything. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? I told her about that, but you know,
I'm the same way.
Yeah, but it was like a lot of things that led to the depression, not just the robbery. Yeah. Right? Is that my house got robbed? Right? That's a whole, like, that violation is a crazy feeling, bro. Like I went downstairs for like at least 2 or 3 days in the next 2 weeks with a knife in my boxers during the night.
Yeah.
Because I heard something and I was like, I think he back.
Yeah.
So I run downstairs like ready, bro.
That's PTSD.
Like, yeah,
right
bro, it was
there.
bad, bro. It was bad.
Yeah.
It was bad. And then this what really bothered me the most is that these rings, and I'm getting goosebumps, bro. Look.
Yeah.
These rings that I said validate me so much.
Yeah.
I didn't even have insurance on them. So it was like, bro, how? Like, how could you do something
you
like
couldn't
that?
get them back.
Right. I mean, I can, but now I got to pay for them.
You got to pay for them.
For my rings. Yeah. I didn't buy them back yet, but I'm doing so much better than I was. Like I'm really good. Like I'm in a great space.
Yeah.
You know, and I feel like I've been a lot more social in the last like year.
Yeah.
You know, interacting with family a lot more and, you know, saying no still though. You know, I ain't no sucker yet.
Yeah.
I still ain't go back to being that pushover.
Nah.
You know, I never really was one.
No.
I never really
no now.
was
I
one.
say no now.
But right, but people used to be able to pity me to like, all right, you know. Now I'm like, I can't, bro. No, sorry.
I think it's easy for me now because
yeah.
Like
now that you out the league too, it makes it easy when you out.
But then I got a family too.
Yeah.
So I ain't really start having my family till I was on my way out.
Right.
Like my daughter got to see me play a little bit.
But she was a baby, basically.
She was a baby.
Yeah.
So now I got 2 kids, wife. I got a family to feed. Like, how dare you ask me for anything?
Is that what you use?
Yeah. I'm
okay.
like,
I'm gonna start using
I'll text
that.
or I will leave you on. Like you text me, asking for something, I might not say nothing back.
Right.
And then if we have a conversation on the phone, I'll be talking to you like
you ain't never
asked me for nothing.
Yeah.
Because it's crazy. Like you got a family. As a man, this is what I was birthed to provide.
Right.
Right. I love doing it. I love, just as a man, I like being able to do that. Right. But when you have a wife, right, you are a part of your kids being born, right? It's different. It's like, nah, bro, like, why would you ever?
Yeah.
Come on. Like, that don't even make sense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you a man asking me for that. Now, when I was playing, I had somebody ask me for something every day, a different person, 7 days of the week. I remember it was 2 weeks strong. It was a different person asking me for something, and then it was family. It could have been friends from college.
Right.
I had one person ask me to get them a flight from where they were, right, to go to Jersey and a flight back. Like, can you just call me? Hey, bro, can you just get me a flight to go to no reason. You just want to go home. I said, bro.
But that's the thing. You get some outrageous requests. See, but like, and did you say no to all of them people?
Yeah.
You did for 2 weeks, or was it a week or 2 weeks?
So, at this point in my
did
life,
you learn no yet?
Yeah. So let me explain.
Okay.
I did say no, but
you ain't say no to everybody.
I did say no to everybody.
Okay.
And I kind of felt bad because the one person that really needed my help was my sister, and I said no to her too. But she really, because my sister, she had her kids early. She has 3 girls. She really needed my help at the time. And I was just so
locked into saying no.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. I can't do it.
I got tired of everybody asking me. Yeah. And even the people that really need you at that time, that don't really, my sister don't want nothing from me. But she asked me for something at one time, and I felt so bad for having to do that. But, I kind of made up for it. But
good.
We still do it.
It's so funny because my sister like that too.
Yeah.
And I had to recently say
she won't ask me for nothing, bro. Yeah. I had to like.
You ever got like a specific amount? Like one of my homies a long time ago, like maybe 10 years ago, he asked me for like $143. And I was like, I said, Right, but listen, but if somebody asks you for $143, he really need it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like he didn't ask you for $200, $250.
No.
He didn't round it off. He said, bruh, I need $143. I didn't want to come to you, but I had to. So I was like, bro, I got you. I don't even know what it's for, but you obviously need it.
Yeah.
If you ask him for that specific amount like that,
Yeah.
you need it. I don't know what it's for. I have no idea what it's for to this day.
Yeah.
But for somebody to not round that number off, they really need it. He could have said 150.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I mean, you know what's crazy? I think I had one of my cousins ask me, like, look, bro, I need something. I can't even tell you how. Just give me what you can. Give me what you can.
I've had that happen too.
But it's like
a lot.
He didn't get a response from me. I'm like, nah, we ain't doing that. But then when I first got in the league, you know, I know we're going off track a little bit, but I just want to talk about it because this is funny. When I first got in the league, I had a cousin got robbed, right? He calls me 2 weeks later with the same story. I said, bro, if you got robbed twice, bro, that's on you, bro. Come on.
Was it the story or was it real? Because either one is suspect.
I felt like the first part might have been real, and I kind of like.
But either one is suspect.
Yeah, bro.
Like if let's say the first one was real and the second one wasn't, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you got robbed twice, that's crazy.
Yeah.
If you made both of them times up, is wild. That is really wild.
You just wanted some
bread.
That's crazy. Yeah. That's
man.
That's one. They
pull them out though. They pull out the crazy stuff, the excuses and the reasons and this and that.
Yeah.
And then the thing is though, if you don't respond, they'll figure out how to get it.
Yeah.
They'll get it.
And then they might hit you back, but like, don't worry about it, bro. I got it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Because they probably call somebody else. But yeah, I've been there, bro. And like for me, like listen, I've given people money and they don't hit me back. You know? And it's like I always, you know, when I
don't
was
look for nothing in return though when I give.
See, so that's the thing. And hopefully the listeners out there, y'all gotta, you know, anybody that's, you know, let's say new when it comes to money. Because when we got money, we were young.
Yeah.
You know, especially you got a lot of money when you was really young. My money came when I was 3 or 4 years in the league.
Yeah.
But I still had money when I got to the league. I had $0 to a couple $100,000, you know, my first couple of years. But number one, you gotta learn how to say no.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Number two, like, bruh, like it ain't, your stuff ain't for everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta have some discernment, you know, with that. You know, you say no, but some people you can't say no to, like, you know, certain times. And I say can't, like
you just gotta know when.
You gotta learn the people. Like I said, those circles.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, there's people that that moved to the outside because of money situations. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And then also, I always ask, number one, is this a grant or a loan? You know, am I loaning you this or am I giving it to you? And maybe this
people
probably should have been number
when
one.
You ask questions,
right?
Huh?
No, yeah, and I always do. Yeah, but never give out money that you can't afford to not get back.
Yeah,
you know, so like, it's cool that people pay you back, but like, let's be real about this, especially people that come from similar backgrounds as us. You know, some people don't pay back. You know, and I've had people avoid me. Like, I had a best friend, you know, a female best friend that, you know, I'm the godfather to her, you know, disabled son, and it cost me a couple grand to not have her in my life no more. And I don't want to do it, but it was a loan, not a grant, you know, and they avoided me.
It costs a couple grand to not have her in your life?
Yeah, like, because at the end of the day, this is how I see it. Like, if you can't follow up on your word, like, there's no, like, I don't have a maturation period. Like, you don't have to pay me back in a year. You know what I'm saying? It could take 10 years to pay me back. But if you're going to say you're going to pay me back, then pay me back.
Yeah.
It could be $10 a month.
Hold your word.
It could be $10 a month.
Yeah.
I don't care.
Yeah.
But just come through with it. And then if don't hit me up, like, we don't speak anymore. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it ain't my doing. Like, I've reached out, hey, what's going on? And then because they're not going to pay me back, they don't even respond to me saying, hey, what's up?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like,
because they know that's still there, and they know that it's gonna come up.
But every now and again, you got to pay to get some people out of your life. Yeah. That's the whole point I was trying to make, and I went on a tangent.
No, you good.
But sometimes you got to pay some money to get people that's not supposed to be in your life.
I love it when you give context.
Yeah,
because I think that's very important. Because not only the people who are watching, you have your everyday construction worker, your doctor, your lawyer, then you got athletes, then you got, the people who want to kind of like be in your shoes, so they get a reality check. They understand, like, okay, I want to be in this guy's shoes, but this is the stuff that happens. And how can I, if I'm a person who's going through college and going to the league, but just if you come from nothing, right, and you don't have financial literacy, or your parents never had financial literacy, right, when you come up on some money, right, this is what comes along with that.
Yeah, man.
Right, and you have to be equipped. Like, we wasn't equipped at first, right? And it was trial and error, and we had to, figure our ways out. And I figured it out, and I think from that you have people who will respect you, like you said. You have people who you might not talk to anymore, right? But then you have people in your circle who respect you so high that they maybe even the people that be like, don't you dare.
Right. Yep.
They'll come to you. Like, I had a situation, and this was recent. My circle, my family, my mother, she works in IT. She lives in Maryland now, and she has, it's so funny, she has discounts, Marriott, right?
Okay.
IT. And somebody outside, right? People that we know or whatever. It wasn't, it wasn't bad, and it was what's the word I'm looking for? I don't think they meant anything by it, right? But I didn't have to do anything. Like, they wanted, hit your mom up, for the discount or whatever. Like, we know she get the discount, right? But I didn't have to say anything, right? They was like, nah, my peoples was like, you're not even asking her. That don't even make sense. Why, that would put people in an uncomfortable situation. Like, it would put my mom in an uncomfortable situation, if she don't even have a relationship with the people who's asking. You get what I'm saying?
Oh yeah, that's people are wild.
You know what I mean?
Bold.
Like, even if you see a person in passing, like, hey, you know what I mean? Like, we all family, but if y'all not like
locked in,
like, I understand, like, you probably trying to get something cheap, but at the same time, like, you probably shouldn't ask. You know what I'm saying?
See, this is the thing too. Like, I love to service people. I love to serve. That's one of my things. But like I said, I'm not getting taken advantage of. Like, you ain't about to do that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But it's also the give and take.
Yeah.
The ebb and flow. I do something for you, you do something for me.
Yeah.
Like, I hate when people say, don't do nothing and expect anything back. Like, listen, a lot of times I do stuff because I expect something back.
Yeah.
Because it's reciprocal. You know what I'm saying? Like, now, me being kind and doing things out in the community, of course I don't expect to get nothing back from these kids and, from some of these places that I go and I serve my time. But the thing is, I do expect something to come back to me.
Yeah.
Not from them.
Yeah.
From him. You know what I'm saying?
Let's go.
You know what I mean? So for me, I do expect things back.
Yeah.
I'm doing good stuff. I'm doing stuff from the goodness of my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, so I do expect some good to come back to me.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how it works.
It does.
You know what I'm saying?
Society tries to
do things that out of the kindness of your heart. I am, but I expect something back.
Yeah.
It don't have to be monetary.
Yeah.
But it has to be universal or gut spirit, whatever it is.
It could be love.
I'm giving it out because I want that thing to come back to me.
Yeah, exactly. That's real. That's real, man. And from that, obviously, as you can see, when we talk about mental health, when we talk about just life in general, it should be freeing. It should be fun. We having fun
for sure
on the show. So that's what I'm trying to get to the people. I don't want it to be dark.
Yeah, it could be though, but
it could be.
Yeah.
But a lot of darkness can leave people in a depressed state.
Yeah, for sure.
And I don't like that. But
But it's part of life, though, bro.
Yeah.
Before you transition, like we were talking about earlier, you know, when like the whole positive vibes only. I briefly spoke about that earlier.
Yeah.
But like, not that it's good. It's always good to be like have positivity, and it's always good to be positive about going into things. But I'm a realistic person.
Yeah.
I'm not a optimistic person. I'm not a pessimistic. I can be more optimistic than pessimistic.
Yeah.
But I'm a realistic person.
Yeah.
And when you're a realistic person, there's negative things in life.
Yeah.
There's negative vibes, and say positive vibes only. Then what type of fictitious world are you living in?
Yeah.
Because there's negative all
everywhere.
over. There's negative vibrations. How do you really become positive without a negative? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So for me, it's like, how do you have positive vibes only without no negative? How is that? Where's the yin and yang? Where's the ebb and flow?
Yeah.
Life is that. Life is positive.
That's how you get to positive.
Negative.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, how do you have things to grow without rain?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah.
it just doesn't happen. So for me, you know, I embrace it.
Yeah.
That's the real thing.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't put it on a t-shirt, embrace the negative vibes. Well, maybe I would.
You should.
Maybe I would.
I don't know. Hey, don't steal that, by the way. For real.
Maybe I would, because it's a part of life, just like losing, right? People say, you know, it's all about wins and losses. I think it's about wins and lessons, because you do lose.
Yeah.
But if you don't learn from it, it's a real loss.
Yeah.
But I feel like it is wins and lessons. But that's the thing. Losses, they're not positive.
Yeah.
You know, you can pull the positive out of it.
Yeah, bro.
But a loss is negative, bro.
Yeah.
When you lose, bro, you ever felt good after a game?
No,
You ever
bro.
felt good after a loss, bro?
No.
You ever walked out of there like feeling like, oh man, even though you had a good game, you ever felt good after you lost? No,
bro.
That's negative.
Yeah, bro.
But you can grab a lot of positivity out of that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So for me, the negative has to be there.
Yeah.
Because that's life.
Yeah.
Life is not positive vibes only.
I like what you said. Because you're like, well, you take from what the negative is, and that's how you learn. That's how you grow. Like, how can you grow if everything is all positive? Because it's like one of the things my father, you know, used to teach and used to say is like, all right, if I don't teach you now, right, that you can't have everything you want. Like, I got to tell you no sometimes.
Yep.
Right? When we walk in and Target, you know, that's like the kid's favorite place, Target, right? And
they put all the candy at the checkout,
bro.
And you had to check out like this, like, Dad, Mom.
I'm trying to cover my kids' eyes, like. But if I don't tell my son no, if I don't tell my daughter no, she's gonna think that life, you can have whatever you want, and that's not how life is, right? And so I love what you said about that, because, nah, bro, you gotta have the negative. Mm-hmm. You have to have the negative in order to get the positive, and that's how we're created. That's how we become freeing. That's how we become the people that we are.
Yep.
Period.
Yep. But think about how many people you met in your path, right? In your journey in life, through some of the most negative things that you done been through.
Yeah, bro.
Am I right? Am I right though?
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
I used to ask, sometimes I would ask, because when I was in college, it was like highs and lows, right? And I had never really seen somebody like on a trajectory of just positive, right? And I think it was my cousin at one point. He was at a place where he had a wife, was getting married, and it just being around him, his energy was very positive, like just positive. And I was like, do you ever get mad, bro? Like, do y'all ever fight? You know what I'm saying? And he broke it down to me like, yes, everything, right? You see me positive because of, you know, I had to endure some stuff, right? And so that was a picture that was really painted for me to help me understand marriage, because me and my wife, we don't agree on everything. Like, people see us outside and they see us like, man, I want to be like that, but listen, we don't agree on everything. Mm-hmm. And that comes to the kids, that comes to just everything that we, you know, are about, but it's supposed to be like that. We have to learn how to communicate and be able to compromise. Yeah. So I just, you know, I wanted to bring that up, but we do have the next segment. right? Oh, we got 10 minutes. We got 10 minutes.
Bro,
we really got 5 minutes.
I talk a lot, bro. I'm sorry. I'm
no, I talk a
long-winded
lot
on
too.
all this.
No, that's cool. So I'm looking at this. So we do mental health news, right? So I'm looking at this Politico, right? This was written April 10th, 2024. And I love what they said. They said anxiety and depression is spiking among young people, and no one knows why. But I'm willing to bet we can talk about why.
Yeah, there's a lot of reasons, I think.
Man, so, all right, why do you think it's spiking?
Well, I think society in general, like they took out almost like, I wouldn't say hard parenting, but like let's call it the boomer parenting and the millennials. I think we were the last generation to get that hard parenting. Like once Adrian Peterson got in trouble for, hitting his kid, it's like, oh, it's over.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like think about how the world works. When I say the world, like America, because I don't really know exactly what's going on outside of America all the time. But like, America is kind of governed by the highest, right? I'm talking about like the most publicized, the sports, the entertainers, right? The politicians and stuff like that. And then once that happened, I was like, you can't never hit your kid then. You know what I mean? Like if, like, and like when I say like, and the reason why I'm saying that is because it's not about hitting your kid, it's about disciplining your kid. Yeah. And sometimes like when I was young, my mom had 4 boys and then she had a girl. Yeah. And we were little assholes when we was young. You know what I'm saying? Like we needed to get our asses whipped, bro. Yeah. Like, it was that's just what it was, bro. Like I wouldn't be me if I didn't get, you know what I'm saying, spanked.
Same
you
here.
Know what I'm saying? Like,
same here, bro.
And look, I'm not the most disciplined person. Yeah. But what I am, I'm respectful. Yeah. And even though me and my mom had it out one time in my life, one time I disrespected my mom, one time. And it was for a good reason. But never in my life have I disrespected my mom. And the reason why I said one time, because we just had a conversation like 2 years ago. I said, Ma, you ever remember a time when I disrespected you? Because my daughter was getting real mouthy. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, was it ever a time? And she's like, yeah, it was one time. Can I talk about the one time? Yeah. One time for the one time? I told you I'm long-winded. So my mom kicked my older brother out. I told you my older brother was a menace. Yeah. He was whooping my butt all the time. And he got kicked out. He was getting arrested, and stuff like that. And she kicked him out, right? She kicked him out from New Brunswick to Jersey City, back to my dad, with my dad. And my dad, he didn't have the house like my mom did, meaning the food in the house, running water, cold, hot water all the time. So it wasn't as homey as my mom's house was. My mom just had, she had 4 of the kids that she had to deal with. Yeah. And she couldn't deal with the oldest one being, on the streets and running the streets. Yeah. So she kicked him out, right? Within a week, my brother got jumped and he got his jaw broken. Yeah. And then he came back to the house. And this is my brother. I've been with this dude my whole life for 15 years. Yeah. Every single day. Yeah. The closest person that I know. Yeah. Like I love him to death, even though he used to whip my butt. Yeah. But like I love him to death. So he came back and I saw him and I broke down crying and I cursed my mom out, bro. And I blamed her for it. Yeah. And that was the only time I've ever disrespected my mom, bro. Yeah. And
you was hurting.
There's been back and forth, you know what I'm saying? But even my dad. Yeah. And there's been a time where like I kind of like fell out of respect for him. Yeah. But I never disrespected him. Yeah. And I think that's because how I was raised. Yeah. Even my older brother, who was in and out of prison and stuff like that, he never disrespected my mom. Yeah. Yeah. And he done got into a lot of disrespectful situations with other people. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But like we was just raised different, bro. Like bro. And us as parents, we're softer.
Yeah, I think social media is raising the kids.
That too. Yeah. But I'm looking at the direct. Like I say direct because we have control over what they do to a certain point. Yeah. Once they go to school and they're out and you give them a phone, it's different. Yeah. You can monitor it as much as you can, but they have friends. Yeah. Just like we do. We're going to hang out. You're going to do what I do one day. I'm going to do what you do one day. Yeah. So it's almost like, but it's the nature versus nurture thing, all these kids. But I don't know. I think it's a collective from parenting and then how PC everything is now. Yeah. And then social media. Social media has totally taken over, this younger generation. And I think there's some positivity there, but it's a lot of negativity coming out of that.
Well, that's why the anxiety is high, right?
Yeah,
because you got 4-year-olds, 5-year-olds. Maybe let's go from, I'm gonna say, if you're a kid and you are 6 to 12, and you have social media, like think about what's on social media, everything that they see. They might be watching kids their age, right? They may be inspired to do what those kids are doing. But if you don't have emotional intelligence, right, and you want to do some of those things and you don't feel like you're doing them as a kid, I mean, that can bring on crazy anxiety because it's like,
right.
This is what I'm seeing every day. It's a perfect life. I want a perfect life. If your life isn't perfect as a kid, you know, some kids get bullied. Some kids go through a lot of stuff, man, and they run to, like, social media gives them a high. We was talking about pornography and stuff like that, right? In the last couple segments, right? And I was saying, like, as a kid, I knew I wasn't supposed to be doing it, but it gave me a high that I'm like, yo,
them endorphins get the pumping, bro.
So I feel like that's social media is kind of, I ain't gonna say it's the same thing.
Click and comment gives you that,
right?
Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, man, I feel like, I mean, this society now, what was it, Gen Z?
It's is it Gen Alpha now? What is it? Going into that?
Gen Z.
Gen Z.
Gen Z. Yeah. So they got some work to do, but at the same time, at least we the last Mohicans of the millennials, right?
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think there's still some work that we can do to help our kids growing up and things of that nature. So, you know, I'm believing in God. Like, hey, we're gonna do this thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, man.
Gotta keep working.
Last question that I would ask you, man. I know we running on time, but if you had to, any advice just from your story, some of the things that you went through, if you had to say one thing to someone who was watching or a young person who may be looking up to you, if there's one thing, one piece of advice that you would want to give them just through their life, what would it be?
First off, I don't like giving advice. I just offer perspective.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Just offer your perspective, my bro.
So, and you know this as being an athlete who was tested and prodded every single day of your life when you was playing ball. And that's the thing about football, too. And I had a conversation with Darryl Johnston not too long ago at the golf tournament. And literally, like, every single step was watched of us throughout our whole entire career. And everything was criticized and publicized and, you know, critiqued. Yeah. So we deserve to get to where we ended up at, right? Yeah. But that whole process is very uncomfortable. The work is very uncomfortable. Yeah. Right? The one I like to say is the comfort zone is a beautiful place, but nothing grows there.
That's a bar.
Yeah, man.
That is a bar. Golly, can you wait, time out.
The comfort zone is cool and it's nice, but nothing grows there. So you gotta get yourself uncomfortable.
You have to get uncomfortable. Now you heard it here first.
Yeah, man.
Jonathan Casillas. I'm sorry for not mentioning 2-time Super Bowl champion. Right? This is what the Circle of M is about. We unmask the feelings that cause anxiety and depression. And I think we definitely did that today, for sure. Talked about so many different things. There's so many nuggets that you can get from what Jonathan said today. And I feel like you can take something away from what we talked about today. And don't forget, make sure you subscribe to the APN Network. We are now on the APN Network. And, man, I hope you guys can just really just take heed to what was said. And if you don't learn anything, man, know that the more that you speak, the more that you free yourself. So continue to do that, and we'll continue to give you what you feel like you need. So, Circle of M, we are out of here, man. Peace.